Welcome, everyone. Super nice that you're here, that you're locked in Mareille Yoga live here in Volkshotel. And yeah, we created a really nice living room here around me. So living room yoga to living room yoga. Yes, and here it's the place. People who know me from VolksYoga, they probably recognize the spot. I'm here at the same spot where I normally teach at Wednesday evening, 7 o'clock. So I'm really, really happy that you're with me. Maybe some new people, maybe some VolksYogis, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm going to guide you through this yoga practice tonight. What do you need? You need a yoga mat, but if you don't have one, don't worry. Just, I don't know, use the floor. If you have a yoga block or maybe a thick book, what can help you? I'm already sitting onto one. So it helps me to lift up a little bit so I can relax a little bit more into my hips. But again, if you don't have it, don't worry, we will figure it out in another way. And I have a blanket here, but you can also use a nice towel. I don't know if you use it or if you need it, but it's always nice to have something soft with you to protect maybe your knees or to support you in a pose. So maybe if you have one, you keep it with you. So this is what you need, get all settled, and then we're going to start to do the practice. Yes, so there's of course quite of a crisis reason why I'm doing this, and we're all in it. And what I actually noticed that there's so much news coming to me at the moment, so much information, and I really don't know anymore what to believe or not. And when there's like a big storm from the outside world, so much input with everyone knows this about coronavirus, about this and this, and I just like, okay. And when you feel this kind of tension, then it's actually very important to go within. So this class is really about going in, going inwards, grounding, because after all, that's really the only thing, what we really know, what we can feel. So let's get started. We're going to start laying down, so everyone just find a nice position. I would suggest to lay down onto your back. And just feel the ground under your body. Just settle down. Take a couple of deep breaths. Then you can stay laying down. I'll slowly bring myself back up again into a seat. So I just pretend you're laying down all in front of me, like we normally do as well. So really just feel the ground under your body, relaxing the feet, relaxing the legs, relaxing the knees, relaxing the upper legs, relaxing the hips and the buttocks, relaxing the belly, relaxing the spine, the lower part of the spine and the mid part of the spine, the upper part of the spine. And really just feel your body laying down onto the earth, because this is as close to the earth we possibly can bring ourselves. Just laying down onto the floor and really feel this contact points of the body with the earth. Relaxing the shoulders and feel the back of the shoulders touching the earth. And relaxing the arms, the upper part, the elbows, the lower part of the arms, and relaxing the fingers, the hands. And again, just take a couple of deep breaths. And just let all the life drama around us just slowly settle in and leave it just behind us for at least this coming 1 hour. Just slowly take time to settle into your body, to leave the day behind you, and to slow down. Let us just slow down. And then let's check in with the different bodies we have. We are going to focus today on the physical body because that's grounding us the most. But just for a moment also check in with your mental body. How strong is the mind still, thinking and running from one thought to the other? And can you maybe just zoom out a little bit? Can you recognize and observe your mental state? Just how it is. Try not to fight anything. In this period of time, it's quite healthy and normal, I guess, to feel scattered in the mind, not knowing what to believe, not knowing who to follow. And then also check in the emotional body, what kind of feelings you might have tonight. Is there maybe fear or a loneliness? A feeling of not knowing, or maybe a feeling of fighting. Really want to fight it. And maybe there's also this numbness, maybe the feeling of freezing. Just acknowledge where you are emotional. And then also you can check in with your energetic body. Do you feel restless, or do you feel very lazy? Something in between, probably. And then we go back to the physical body again. And a very important part of the physical body is our breath. So I invite you to place one hand onto your belly and one hand onto your diaphragm. The diaphragm is really the space where the stomach goes over into more to the ribs. So you probably feel with your left hand a little bit of your ribs. And maybe you can spread your fingers a little bit. So you're still laying down onto your back and just feel your hands touching your belly and your diaphragm area. And then bring your focus towards the breath. Feel an air stream entering the body. And feel an air stream leaving the body. And on the rhythm of your breath, see if you can maybe feel some movement of your hands. Maybe the hands are rising and falling on the rhythm of your breath. And don't worry if you're distracted. Very gentle, just try again to bring the focus towards the breath. And then when you look very close to your hands, on an inhale, are the hands exactly moving on the same time? Or is there one hand just moving a little bit before the other hand? And you cannot do this exercise wrong. This is really about checking in with how it works in your body. So it might be different than my body, or it might be different than someone else in your living room. So really check in with how your breath is moving. Maybe you can also observe a little pause in between the inhale and the exhale. And the exhale and a new inhale. A little pause, a little nothingness. Just observe the breath. And then from now you can start to deepening the breath a little bit. And maybe also release the hands alongside your body. Breathe in deep, exhale long. And then slowly bringing the knees into the chest. I will join you for this again. So from a laying position, you can slowly bringing the knees into the chest. And just bring the hands on top of the knees and make a little bit of rocking movements. Maybe from left to right, maybe you want to draw some circling movements with the knees as if you're drawing circles on the ceiling. And then you can also straighten out the legs and just move the ankles, moving the wrists. Maybe just shake it out. And then slowly just turn over your favorite side, to the left or to the right. And then slowly come into an upright position. So now you want to maybe take the block or the blanket to sit on. So I hope you are all a little bit more relaxed a little bit already. But if not, we're gonna do a little bit of mental meditation, and maybe you know it. It's actually from a teacher, David Lurie. He taught it to me. And I really like it because we're going to close the eyes, but just maybe open your eyes for a moment to have a look at me. You're going to just make a little bit of this kind of cups. And you're going to place them around or close to your head. Just place them there where you think you have the most tension or the most thoughts, and especially thoughts you don't necessarily need at this moment. So I'll meet you here. If you want, you can also sit on a chair if sitting cross-legged is really difficult or challenging for you today. So you're just going to slowly gather all the thoughts you still have, and they don't really serve you at this moment. And you're going to bring your hands together. So we're gathering all the thoughts. And then we're going to bring the thoughts to our third eye. So the spot between the eyebrows. And this is the place of it's actually the place of knowing, but beyond the rational mind. So this is the place where we're just going to place all the thoughts that we have. And they're probably there for a reason, but they're beyond understanding. And then we're gathering all the thoughts and we place them into our heart. So also all the thoughts, let all the thoughts just enter the heart and let them become more soft. So let's do this 2 more times. So we're just going to gather the thoughts, all these thoughts we have. And we gather them together, closing the hands in front of the third eye. So there probably is a reason for everything in this life, but we not always understand. And then we slowly bringing the thoughts also to our hearts. That all the thoughts maybe first pass our heart. And then we're going to do it the third and last time. So just all the thoughts from the past, from your future, just gathering them into this wise place of you. The place of knowing. And then slowly gather them in front of your heart. And then here you can bow your head towards your heart. So the mind bows to the wisdom and the feelings of the heart. And just have a moment here to set your intention. Maybe there's a reason, a special reason why you joined this class tonight, and we all have our reasons. So what is it what you really need at this moment? And how can you possibly give it towards yourself? And then slowly come out of this meditation. So you're going to meet into all fours, hands and knees. You're going to spread the fingers wide. Your shoulders are more or less above your wrist and your knees are under your hips. And we're just going to start in a cat and cow. So take a deep breath in, arching the spine, look up. And exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, arching the spine. And exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, lift up the sitting bones. And really squeeze the shoulder blades. And on an exhale, pressing the hands, the knees, the feet onto the earth, really round. Just do this a couple of times on your own. Just checking in with this movement of the spine. Checking in with your breath. And really feel still the connection with your body and the floor. Your body and the earth. So we're really trying not to lose this connection we have with the earth, to stay grounded in crazy times. So make it your last, and then we meet each other again into all fours, hands and knees. And then we're going to just start moving parallel towards the floor. And maybe you can hear your wrist, your hips clicking. It's really nice to just warm up the joints here. And then just mix this cat and cow pose and this moving parallel towards the floor. You can move also the other direction, but you can also really make it funky. You can bend your elbows, you can move backwards and sideways. And people who are practicing with me, they know I love to start my class with this funky cat and cow, or just go wild and crazy with it. But maybe you feel like you want to move very slowly, and that's also fine. Maybe you even want to just lowering down and come a moment into this pose, the child pose. You can also move your hands in all kind of directions. Just a couple of more breath here, free flowing around. So just really have fun with this pose, and everything is possible. Again, you cannot do it wrong. This is really your own home practice. Maybe this is your moment to really build up your real home practice as well. I know that's not easy to start. So, okay, slowly come back to all fours again, and then we're going to tuck the toes. Slowly press yourself all the way back. Really press the hands into the mat, and then press the heels away from you. So you actually get the toe stretch, but you also get the stretch around the heel, and maybe you can even feel it in your Achilles tendon and your calf muscles. At the same time, I'm pulling my navel in and I'm pressing my heart a little bit through my arms. So I'm actually pressing it almost if I want to send my heart to this spot somewhere in between my hands. And then from here, we're going to build up slowly into a downward facing dog. As you see, well, maybe you don't see it because you're in down dog yourself, but I like to keep my knees bent a lot in the beginning. So if you want to bend your knees, be more than welcome to join me in this down dog with bended knees. And then just find length into the arms, maybe just move a little bit up and down. And then start to walk the dog on its spot. So bend one knee, try to straighten the other, and just walk the dog on its spot. Relaxing the head down, relaxing the face. And just walk the dog on its spot. And while doing this, really feel your hands, feeling your feet, because now we're already a little bit higher away from the earth. So still really make that connection, like feel your feet touching the earth and really feel your hands touching your yoga mat. And then find a little bit more stillness. Maybe you can bend both knees one more time. Lift up your sitting bones a little bit higher, activating your thighs, your upper legs, and then see if you can press them straight back. So it almost looks like your heels maybe are coming closer a little bit to the floor, but the actual movement is actually really into your upper legs. And then just breathe. Let's take 3 deep breaths here in downward facing dog. And when we are reaching more of the static poses, check in with that, what is still moving. So check with your breath and really feel the movement of the breath. And then slowly you can bend both knees, you can look between your hands and slowly walk your feet all the way to the front of your mat. And you can just hang here forward. Option 1, you can just bend your knees and lean with your elbows on top of your thighs. Especially when you have pain in your hamstrings or your lower back. So when you feel a lot of tension, this is a really nice
spot to just hang out. If you want, you can also just let your arms hang. Maybe you want to swing a little bit from left or right. Maybe you want to hold the opposite elbow and even pull yourself a little bit more down. And shake your head, yes and no. Maybe flutter the lips. Make some funny faces. Contracting, releasing the facial muscles here. I'm sure you're doing it very, very good. Really nice. So let go now of your elbows. And with a round spine, so I'm bending my knees, I'm going to slowly roll myself up. 1 vertebrae at a time. I'm going to really use the strength of my legs. I'm going to pull my navel in. My shoulders hang heavily down. And my chin is actually glued to my chest. And then, only this very last thing, my head is coming on top of the rest of the spine. And here we are in Tadasana, a very firm standing posture. So let's start for some sun salutation. So bring your hands in front of your heart. And then take a deep breath in, reach your arms up. And on an exhale, forward fold and down. You have to be careful with the television here. Take a deep breath in, come up halfway. And on an exhale, make a big step with your right leg, only the right leg, and lowering down that right knee. Now this is the moment where you want to use your blanket, because some people, they have a really sensitive knee, so you can place the blanket under your knee. So use your blanket there if you want. You can keep your right toes in or relax it out, whatever feels good for you. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms up, and on an exhale, slowly come back. And then bring your hands into the hips, because let's focus a little bit more on the grounding part. So the hands are in the hips. You can still really opening up the chest, pull the navel in, ribs close to the belly, and breathe. And really try to sink a little bit forward and down into your hips. And then come back, hands back to the floor, and step back into your downward facing dog. Just stay here. Maybe you want to wiggle a little bit again. And then lifting up the right leg, bringing that right foot all the way forward, in between your hands. And don't worry if it's not there in one time. So if it's there, just give it a little help, walk your toes, or I don't know how, use your fantasy and know. I'm sure you can do it. Just really bring that right foot to the front of the mat again. And then lowering down that left knee. And then just for one breath, reach the arms up. And then sink down into the hips and bring your hands back towards the hips as well. To really be able to focus onto the legs, to be feeling this balance onto your right foot. Choose what you want to do with your left foot. Opening up the chest a little bit and breathe. And then slowly come back. And now we're going to step forward. So make a big step forward, all the way forward. Take a deep breath in, come up halfway. And exhale, nose towards the knee. Inhale, come all the way up, strong and straight spine. And back, hands in front of your heart. Take a deep breath in, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold and down. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, left foot back. Big step with your left foot, lowering down that knee. And reach the arms up. And then sink into the hips. This time, interlace the fingers behind your back. Really see if you can straighten the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades. Creating that space in the front of your body, and sink a little bit deeper. And then slowly release and step back, downward facing dog.
then lifting up the left leg, bringing that left foot all the way in between your hands. Again, give it a little help if it's not there in one time. Lowering down that right knee. Place your blanket if you want. Take a deep breath in, lengthening, reach up, and exhale, sink forward and down into your hips. Interlock the fingers. Maybe take the other interlock. People who know my classes, they know what I mean. If you have no clue what I mean, just interlock the way you want to interlock. Take a deep breath in, really opening up the chest, and exhale, sink a little bit forward. And then slowly release, and then make a big step with your right foot all the way forward again. Take a deep breath in, come up halfway, and exhale, forward fold and down. Inhale, come all the way up, finding that length, and exhale, hands in front of your heart. One more time, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold and down. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale this time again, the right leg, big step. Lowering down that right knee, reach the arms up. And exhale, sink into the hips. This time keep the arms up. 4 times angel wings. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, pull the elbows to the side and down and really squeeze the shoulder blades. 3 more times. And then bringing the hands back down and step back into your downward facing dog. Lifting up the right leg, bringing that right foot all the way forward in between your hands and lowering down that left knee. Reaching the arms up and settle down into your lunge position. 4 times angel wings. Use and move on the rhythm of your breath. And breathe as loud as you want. Maybe this is the moment when you're alone in the living room, finally dare to breathe out as loud as you can. So step that left foot forward again. Take a deep breath in, come up halfway. Exhale, nose towards the knees. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. For a moment, just place one hand again onto your belly, one hand onto your diaphragm, and just feel the breath. So you can really just stand here for a moment. Maybe feel your heartbeat, feeling your feet into the earth. And then slowly we're gonna continuing. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold and down. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then lifting up the right leg, bend the right knee and opening up the hip. Now you can look under your right armpit, relaxing the head. And then you can also look under your left armpit. Maybe you can spot your own right foot. And then straighten the right leg again. Take a deep breath in and swing your right foot in between your hands. And this time come up into a high lunge. Reaching the arms up and really settle into your lunge position. And then opening up into a warrior 2 pose. So you're really opening up that hip. Back leg is straight, front knee is bent. Maybe you want to sink a little bit deeper. Opening up the palms, take a deep breath in, reverse warrior. And on an exhale, come back, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. And on an exhale, back into your warrior two. Let's do 2 more times. Breathe in. And breathe out. And from here, we cartwheel the hands all the way down, back into your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, come into a high push-up plank. And then lowering down the knees. Slowly come forward and down with a straight spine. Take a deep breath in. Come up into your cobra and then lift up your hands for a moment. And then hands back down towards the floor and come up into your downward facing dog. Lifting up the left leg. Bend the left knee and opening up the hip. Look under your left armpit. And then look under your right armpit. Maybe you can spot your own left foot. And then really swing your left foot all the way forward in between your hands and come up into a high lunge. Strong legs, steady breath, relaxing the face. Opening up into a warrior two pose. Opening up the palms. Take a deep breath in, reverse warrior. And exhale back into your warrior two pose. Inhale, finding that length on the left side of your body. And exhale, come back, warrior two. 2 more times, breathe. And we cartwheel the hands down to the floor and back into your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, come into a high push-up plank. Exhale, lowering down the knees. Slowly come forward and down with a straight spine. Take a deep breath in for cobra and then just lift up the hands. So really press the feet into the floor, lift up the knees, strong buttock muscles, strong back muscles, lift up a little bit higher. Hands back under your shoulders, pull the navel in and back into your downward facing dog. And then lifting up the right leg again. Bend the right knee and opening up the hip. Straighten the right leg, take a deep breath in and bring your right foot all the way forward in between your hands. And come up into a high lunge. So first arrange your feet. Take your time. When your feet are balanced, then lift up into your lunge position. From here, we're moving into a standing split pose. Take a deep breath in. And on an exhale, lift up your left leg. Just come to the tip of your fingers to find balance. If you have that block or your book at home, it makes it maybe a little bit easier for you. But you can actually also try to bring your hands closer towards your right ankle. And maybe, but maybe not, you hold your right ankle and you bring your nose as close to your knee as you can. I don't care how high your left leg is, so just do your best to go into your potential, to lift it up as high as you can. Take 1 more deep breath in here. And then slowly placing the left foot next towards the right, hip distance apart. If you want, you can hold your big toes in yogi toe lock. So I can actually show you now because you're in the camera. So you're taking your 2 peace fingers, your index finger and your middle finger, and you take them together. And those 2 fingers, they're going in between the big toe and the second toe. And you're actually really going to place them around it so you can close it off with your thumb. I want to bend my knees a little bit for that. So if you need to bend your knees for that, that's totally fine. That's actually very good if you do that. So if that's akrabadabra science fiction's too much, you can just hold your shins. So just take your any lock if you want. Then take a deep breath in, finding length again. And then exhale, elbows to the side and pull yourself forward into Paranghastasana. Breathe. So when you're here, it's totally fine too. Very beautiful pose. Give you maybe a little bit of release into your hamstrings and your lower back. You can bend your knees as much as you want in this pose. Okay, now let go of any lock you're holding. Bend the knees. And again, slowly, slowly, we're going to roll ourselves up. One vertebrae at a time. Slowly, slowly, slowly. And then when you're up, really feel your 2 feet grounding into the floor. Although there's so much going on at this moment, focus on how you actually get that support by the earth and feel steady in 2 feet. Slowly, slowly, we're going to bring the weight into the left leg, lifting up the right, and we're moving into Vrikasana tree pose. So if you know where to go, just go. Otherwise, very slowly opening up that leg. Maybe you want to place the toes onto the floor and the heel against the ankle, hands in front of your heart. Maybe you want to lift up that foot a little bit higher and place it onto your thigh or calf muscle. So when I feel a bit that there's too much going on, I prefer to place my hands in front of my heart. But if you at home really feel like bringing your arms up into this tree pose, you're of course more than welcome. So wherever you are, see if you can bring the focus towards your left leg. Really feel how your left leg is actually constantly looking for its center. You have your arms up, slowly bring them in front of your heart as well. And then see if you can bring your right leg forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, maybe lift it up a little bit higher. And now bend it. And from here we're moving into a warrior 3 pose. So slowly you can bend this knee, that's okay. See if you can level really the hips, level the front, the upper body towards the floor. Make this right leg really active. And if you want, you can bring your arms to the back, to the side, to the front. So choose whatever fits you tonight. Okay, slowly make a big step all the way back. And here we are again into this lunge position. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Take a deep breath in, opening up the chest. And on an exhale, slowly come forward and down. Really push your right heel away from you. Relaxing the head. And see if you can pull the shoulder blades a little bit away from your ears here. Okay, slowly release. Now place both hands on the inside of your left foot. Make a little bit more space. So that left foot goes a little bit more to the side of your mat. This is also a pose where it's maybe nice to take that book to give you a little bit of lift or block. Now we're going to do 4 times Gecko pose. Take a deep breath in, move away from the floor, and exhale, come forward a little bit, bend the elbows and really sink into your hips and look towards the left. Inhale, come up again. Exhale, same thing, but look over towards the right. Inhale. Exhale. Use your breath. One more time, you can do this. Strong body. Trust your body for strength here. Trust your body for flexibility. And from here, you can just push yourself back into a downward facing dog. Maybe wiggle a little bit, move your body a little bit. And then lowering down the knees and coming to a pose of the child. So stay here in this child pose. Just lift up a little bit to let my voice hear. for the microphone. Really ground into this pose. Really feel how your body can sink more and more. Let's have 3 more deep breaths here. And then slowly but surely, slowly come up, back into all fours, hands and knees, tucking the toes, and let's meet each other again into downward facing dog. And then let's do the other side. So lifting up the left leg, bend the left knee and opening up the hip. Straighten the left leg again. And then swing that left foot all the way forward. Really find your balance. First place that left foot there. And then come up into your lunge position. Reach the arms high up. Sink into your hips. Equal weight into your left leg and into the right leg. From here we're going into that standing split again. So take a deep breath in. And let's go. Lift up that right leg really high. You can really open up that hip if you want. Take a block if you feel that this is really a bit too much for you today. Or maybe walk your hands even closer towards your ankle. Hold with the left hand, the left ankle, and try to maybe kiss your knee. And then slowly bringing that right foot next towards your left. And here we go again into that forward fold. So hold either your ankles or your big toes. Take a deep breath in, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold and down. And then slowly release and roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. And we find our weight into the right leg, lifting up the left, and move into your tree pose. Keep on breathing, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing your face. And then when you have your arms up, slowly bring them back towards in front of your heart. And then see if you can just straighten out that left leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bend it. And then from here slowly we move into the warrior 3 pose. Just move slowly. If you fall out, just try again. See if you can find length into the spine. See if you can level the hips. Make that left leg super active. And again, optional, the arms to the side, to the back, or to the front. Choose your battle. Okay, make a big step all the way back with your left leg, all the way back. And here we are in a lunge position again. And then we bring the arms behind our back. See if you can opening up the chest, really squeeze the shoulder blades, and then push that left heel away from you when you're coming forward and down. And release both hands on the inside of your right foot. Make a little bit of space so the right foot really goes towards the side. And then 4 times Gecko pose. So take a deep breath in, lift up away from the floor, and exhale, bend and come as close to the floor. Maybe even your left cheek can touch the floor. Take a deep breath in, lift up. And exhale now, look over towards the left. Inhale, come up. 2 more times, look over towards the right. And come up. 1 more time, look over towards the left. And then from here, we're moving into downward facing dogs. Just move a little bit. And take a deep breath in, come to a high push-up plank. And exhale, lowering down the knees. Slowly come forward and down. Keep your elbows as close towards the chest. Take a deep breath in for a mini baby cobra and lift up your hands. Hands back to the floor. And come back into your downward facing dog. And bend your knees, look between your hands, and slowly walk your feet all the way to the front of your mat. And then make yourself very small, and then come towards a seat. So let's come into Dandasana, staff pose. See if you can straighten the legs, really press your legs down and find length into your spine. If you want, you can sit onto a block. You can also have your arms behind you. 3 more breaths. Really feel the earth under your body. It's almost as if you're not sitting onto the earth, but you actually do this together with the earth. And then slowly release. Take a deep breath in, lengthening, and on an exhale, come forward fold. If you can hold your feet, but otherwise hold your ankles, your knees, your thigh. And you can also bend your knees if it's really a bit too much. Sitting onto a block or a blanket can really help you to come forward a little bit. Just make it a nice forward fold. What's working for your body today? And slowly come out. And then bend your right knee and place the heel close towards the sitting bone. Then you can open up that hip. If you want, you can use some support maybe. Place your hands next towards your left straight leg. Take a deep breath in, find length. And on an exhale, fold over your left leg. Again, don't worry too much how it looks like. This is really about going within. So feel your body instead of looking to someone else's body and thinking that you do something wrong. You really cannot do it wrong. Just breathe, feel, and go for your potential. So don't push yourself, but don't be the lazy one. So really press that left leg down, finding that lift, and maybe come forward a little bit. Okay, slowly come out. And then lift up that right leg. Place it all the way over your left leg. So the left leg is straight, the right knee is bent, but the foot is really flat onto the earth. My right hand is behind me to actually make sure that I can lift up even more. So I'm not sinking into my lower back. So my right arm is active here. Take a deep breath in, lift up your left arm, and on an exhale, I'm twisting towards the right. I'm just hugging my own right knee. Every inhale, find a little bit more length. And every exhale, twist a tiny little bit deeper. Relaxing the head, relaxing the neck. Maybe again, make some funny faces here. Just relaxing the face. Deep inhales, long exhales. And then slowly come out. And then we're going to do the other side. See the tree pose, so bending that left knee, opening up that hip. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, maybe fold forward a little bit. It really looks different with so many people. I actually like to place a block under my knee. Maybe you can also try to press your left hip a bit forward and your right hip a bit backwards. Okay, slowly come out. And then we're going to go for the twist, so lift up the left foot. The foot is over the right leg. Left hand is behind you to make sure you find that length. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, twist over towards the left. Really breathe in deep. Exhale, maybe twist a tiny little bit deeper, but don't do any funny things with your head. You're just relaxed, making that funny faces again. And slowly come back. Very good. And then slowly, let's do one more active pose. Coming to reverse tabletop, hands behind you, feet really hip distance apart. Pull the navel in and slowly lift up. So you can actually look towards your own navel and see if you can level your navel with your knees or your thighs. You can also look up. Some people like to drop their head into the neck. That's not for me, so I like to look up. Relaxing the toes also to the floor. They often go up. So relax them to the floor and then slowly come back down again. And then let's come lay down onto the back, bringing the knees into the chest. Relaxing the neck. Maybe look over towards the left. Look over towards the right. And then we move into a twist. So what you can do is to lift up your hips and bring them a bit to the right. And then bring the knees over towards the left. Then see if you can bring your shoulder blades a little bit more into the floor again. And opening up that right arm. I always like to place my left hand either onto my belly so I can really stay with my breath. Or I place my left hand onto my right thigh to even pull myself a bit deeper into that twist. See if that's working for you. Just be very gentle. We're really going to slow down now. So make it very comfortable for yourself. Relaxing the breath. Relaxing the face. Relaxing the shoulders. Let's give ourselves one more deep breath in this twist. And very slowly you come out. Just have a moment here into the center, maybe placing the feet as wide as the mat. Let the knees come to touch, Place one hand onto your belly, one hand onto your diaphragm, and watch the breath. And slowly we move over towards the other twist. So I'm going to lift up my hips and I'm going to turn them a little bit towards the left side of the mat. And then slowly bring the knees a bit more to the chest and I'm dropping them down to the right side. Then I'm going to work on my upper body, see if I can bring my shoulder blades more and more to the floor. And I'm opening up my left arm, either to the side or over towards my left ear. Just play a little bit how it works for you. You'll just slow down. Just stay here for a couple of breaths. And then let's take one more breath here. And then slowly come out. And then make that movement your body is really asking for. But this is your moment to take your blanket and just place it over your body. Because we're going to go now into Shavasana. So if you're cold, put something warm on. Come lay down and we're just going to be here in silence, but I'm not going to go anywhere, so I will wake you up again. So just make sure you really come to be comfortable. Maybe you just want to replace a little bit something and then just come lay down in Shavasana. Separate your legs a little bit so they can individually relax from each other. Your arms a little bit away from your upper body. Palms facing up. If that's still vulnerable for you, you can also place your hands into your belly. Just let us relax. Let us calm down. You can relax in your feet, your ankles, lower part of your leg, relaxing the knees, relaxing the upper part of your legs, relaxing the buttocks, the hips, the belly. Relaxing the arms and the hands and the fingers. Relaxing the shoulders. And relaxing the neck and the throat area.
And feel how the back of your head is making contact with the rest of the earth. And relaxing the eyes, the nose, the cheeks. Relaxing the jaw, the mouth, the tongue, the lips. Just really take your time for Shavasana here. Just be. And very slowly start to deepening the breath again. And maybe you wiggle a little bit with your fingers, your toes. But for now you can just stay where you are, because I'm going to finish this class with a poem from John Greenleaf Whittier. I already read it once here in Volkshotel, so maybe you recognize it. It's a beautiful poem, especially I think when there's a time where crazy things are going on. So maybe you want to place one hand onto your belly, one place onto your heart area,
And just see if those words are resonating with you or not. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer, with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. And many a failure turns about, when he might have won if he'd stuck it out. Don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Often the goal is nearer than it seems to a faint and faltering man. Often the struggler has given up when he might have captured the victor's cup. And he learned too late when he night slipped down. How close he was to the golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt, and you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems afar, so stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem worst that you mustn't quit. So slowly stretch out your arms over your head, give yourself a long stretch, pushing your heels away and your toes away. And then bringing the knees into the chest and make yourself very small again. Just maybe rock a little bit from left to right. And then turn around onto your left or right side. And slowly join me again for a seated meditation. So we together will finish this class again. So if crossing leg is not working, just sit in whatever pose, what is working for you. And then you can close your eyes again and really feel the body. Feel the breath. And slowly bring both hands together in front of your heart. And humbly bow your head towards your heart. What is it? What you need the most right now? And slowly lifting up the head, lengthening the spine. And I'm going to finish this class with one Om. If you want to join me, exhale completely, all the air out. And take a deep breath in. And then bow deep. Deep for yourself. It's a big honor, a big bow towards yourself. Om Bolo Shri Satguru Bhagavan Gi Jai. The only teacher of truth is the teacher inside of you, inside of yourself. So we're bowing to that teacher. And then slowly, slowly you can come out of this class. I want to really thank all of you at home, wherever you are on this planet, to share this practice with me. And I really hope to see you for the next coming class. Bye bye.